want to hear it. You want to ask
No, because I want to confront you. In which time to find disbelievers? People are blowing themselves up.
In all Christianity, people in Africa are telling people to head up. Yes, they are. In Burma, in the Nepalese, people are Muslims.
Let's go back to the example of Jesus.
She don't want to answer. I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to answer the question.
Are they following the example of the verse of Quran and National Speak? Are they following in Islam?
When I get vengeance at the end of the day.
Okay.
The vengeance day today.
If you want to answer, if you want to go back and read the context of what you read, you have to just go back to the start. The first thing it says is fight those who fight you. So first of all, we learn from that they're already fighting. They're in the middle of war.
Yeah, we're gonna take this through what you're saying.
You're saying so that verse I gave you was 8.
It's not about truth. We want truth.
And you are saying
What's the beginning of the verse?
So
go back to the first
Let's go
verse.
back to the preceding
You
verse,
jumped
which
around
is what
verses.
I did. No, you're
No, you
saying
didn't.
I'm
No, you
not
didn't.
going jumping anyway.
Yes, you did.
It says say to those
Can I have that?
disbelieve.
Can I have that?
This is not about fighting people
Can I
who
have
fight
that?
you.
So what number is it? What number is it? What number? It's number 1, is it?
8:38.
Oh, 38. When do you get that to number 1? Because the start starts at 1, isn't it? In the Bible, does it start at 1 or 38? Is it 1 to start?
Don't be afraid of
No,
true
just go to 1.
We know how to head.
It's number 1.
You tell me.
1.
All the points that you
Just
tell
one.
me.
Read 1.
You tell me.
That says
Read
the
one.
discredit you
Read one.
that I just said
Read one.
that you're not supposed to fight
Read one.
disbelievers.
Read
Find
one.
me something from here that discredits the fact that you're supposed to fight.
How you doing?
Can you give it to the police?
Yeah. How you doing? Assalamu alaikum. How you doing? You alright?
I haven't been saying.
Yeah, how you doing? You alright?
No, this man has not found me a verse that can discredit what I've just read.
Hello.
Muslims are told to fight disbelievers.
He can give you a
Okay,
quote.
he's talking about
I know he's memorized
enemies
it.
in war, okay? But actually that hasn't been shown to me here. The context of this
The context is you
It
just
says
go back to 1.
number
Lizzie, go back to number. You're not interested in that.
Lizzie.
There's no point.
It's nothing to do with violence.
Lizzie.
Can you see the tall brother?
Have a
Don't
look.
look
Have a look.
yet. He's not tall enough.
Lizzie, ask him if what happened yesterday is Islam.
Has nothing
Islam
to do-
related
has nothing
or
to do
linked
with
with Islam.
There's nothing to do with Islam. Okay,
Alright, listen.
Why is that
Lizzie.
nothing to do with Islam? Yeah, no, you have to unpack that a little bit. You tell
Why don't
us
I unpack it?
why somebody who comes and says this is for Allah, why that's nothing to do with
Lizzie,
Islam.
can you listen to me, please?
Because Islam is not
But
telling
Islam won't
us
answer
to
my
touching
question.
the
Okay, that's fine, Lizzie.
and killing the
I'm sure that when we have a conversation, Lizzie, it's going to be like calm, isn't it?
Okay, so
Because I know you're a school teacher or something, so I know that you have I know your background is like you're a professional, yeah. So and your mother,
this is quite
so
personal.
it's, yeah. No, I'm just saying that you're a respected person. So
Get to the nitty gritty, bro.
all right, I'll get to the nigga. I'm just saying.
Family, job, please, bro. We are
Okay.
talking about what happened yesterday.
Oh,
The
okay.
stabbing.
What's your name,
the
my friend?
running.
Okay. Let me speak to Lizzie. Yeah. Lizzie, how you doing? You all right? Okay. What's your question? I don't mind answering your question.
Yesterday, what happened
So
yesterday?
I would like to just ask Muslim friends around here.
Yeah.
Okay, about yesterday
Okay.
and Manchester,
All right. Yeah.
where people, and generally about terrorism, okay, and we know from the statistics that overwhelmingly people who are suicide bombers are Muslims, and we look at the attacks recently, and there is a common thread running through it that is Islamic. A lot of people will deny that, but that's just what the facts say. And the more I read the Quran, the more I read surahs about going and where Muslims are commanded to go and fight disbelievers.
Okay.
And for example, in the Hadith, we read just now in Surah 8:39 where it says, fight the disbelievers until the religion
حتى لا
is
يكون
Allah
فتنة
alone.
ويكون الدين كله
And
لله.
also in the
Yeah.
Hadith, we have Muhammad saying, I've been commanded to fight until the religion is for none but Allah alone.
Yes, yes.
We have other Hadiths like, I have been made victorious through terror.
Yeah,
Okay? So this is quite alarming.
Yeah.
This is pretty scary. And
Yes,
also,
yes.
who is the object? Who is the object of this fighting? It is overwhelmingly the disbelievers.
Yeah.
Muslims will tell me, actually, it was Muhammad's enemies in war,
Yeah.
or it was a kind of tribal thing.
Yeah.
Actually, how it's identified repeatedly
Yeah.
in the Quran
Sorry.
is the hypocrites and the disbelievers.
Yeah, okay, yeah.
So I'm wondering, I would like, firstly, really to expose this to my
Okay.
Muslim friends and say,
Yes, yes.
do you really want to believe in this God that commands
Okay,
you to do
all
that?
right, yeah.
Do you really believe that this is a true prophet, a true God that you want
Yeah.
to give your life to,
Yeah.
and you want to trust your eternity with?
Yeah.
And also, if I've got this completely wrong,
Yeah.
please can you show me something from the Quran?
Yeah.
Okay, mainly from the Quran, if you
Yeah.
have something from the traditions
Yeah.
that discredits what I've just said. That
Okay.
discredits that actually
All right.
fighting, that you are supposed to have peace with
Okay.
me as a Christian.
Okay. Bismillah ar-Rahman ar-Rahim. Let's start with your first claim, because I was trying to kind of like get everything you've said in order, and I've listened to you completely. Your first claim was that Muslims, if you look at Muslims in the statistics, you'll find that Muslims are most likely to do suicide bombs and stuff, yeah? The most comprehensive statistics that were done, as I've mentioned before in the corner, were conducted by someone called Robert Pape in a book called Dying to Win, where he done a statistical research from 1980 to 2005, where he concluded that the people who did the most suicide bombing, he actually found that there are 315 suicide bombs that happened in that period of time. And the number one
Sorry, can you tell me the time period again?
It's 315. He said that his name is Robert, between 1980 and 2005. Yeah, this was the most comprehensive study that was done by a sociologist in the field, and probably Robert Pape and his book Dying to Win in the academic spheres, and I know that because I've done research on this personally in universities, is one of the most respected. This one of the most respected works. So from that angle, there's about 315 suicide bombs that were done internationally, according to this man, and the majority of them were done by the Tamil Tigers, which are not Muslims. Now, the reason why someone like yourself, Lizzie, is very, very angry and continually asking about why Muslims continually...
It's me asking.
Yeah, many people, right. It's because of the media exposure, right? Now, I'm putting forward that according to, if we look at the raw data, there is a disproportionate amount of people that are basically committing suicide attacks that are non-Muslim, that are not being reported whatsoever. Just like there are a disproportionate...
It's a media problem.
I think it is a media problem. I'll tell you the reason why I think it's a media problem, Lizzie. And you're a clever woman, so I'm not going to try and patronize you. I'm just giving you raw data, and the only way you can deal with this raw data is by refuting it by using other raw data, which I've given you the references and the source, yeah? So what I'm saying is...
How many times since I've got a couple of interjections?
Yeah, fine. So here's the first point. Now, I would agree with you to some extent. Wait a minute. What did you just say? No, I'll tell you the truth. I do agree with you to some extent, Lizzie. I'll tell you why. The people that have the kind of ideology... In what sense?
On what point do you...
Yeah, I'll tell you. In the sense that those who believe, who do suicide bombs, look at the verses that you've quoted and other verses in the Quran as a justification for doing it. I don't disagree with that. Why should I disagree with that? That's it's very silly for me to do that. Yeah? My point is, there are two kinds of... Yeah, I'll tell you now. There are two kinds of verses in the Quran. Those which talk generally about peace, and those generally that talk about fighting. Like 929 and 835, 95. Wait, hold on. Let me just finish my point. The point is, those who are convinced by, let's just say, the radical ideology, they no doubt use the verses that you're using now for your propagation to condone their own attacks. What we're saying is that those verses, if you look at it from a contextual perspective, are we doing? That's fine.
It's better.
No, I'm just because you've mentioned some verses. I want to answer those as well. Those verses, from a contextual perspective, if you look at, for example, chapter 8 and chapter 9. If I ask you now, I'm going to test you, all right? Because I'm sorry to put you on the spot like this, but if I say to you, what wars were they referencing? Chapter 8 of the Quran, what war was it referencing? It's got a name in Arabic. Chapter 9, what wars? There are 3 different wars that chapter 9 references. What are those wars? Because if you don't know how to answer those questions, then to me, it would seem like you have not looked at the context of the revelation. And from that angle, you would not know how to interpret the verses. So my question to you, as someone I'm sure has done their research and has an organization that does research, chapter 8 of the Quran, it references at least 1 war in Islamic history. Chapter 9 of the Quran, it references at least 3 wars of Islamic history. So in order for us to know the context, can you tell me what wars they're referencing? And if you don't know, you can ask me and I will tell you, but then you have to realize that this is going to be a student-teacher relationship. So go ahead and tell me first of all, what wars in chapter 8 and chapter 9, because you've mentioned chapter 8 and chapter 9.
Right. Thank you. So I'm going to come back to you on your statistics. Okay.
Okay.
So you have quoted, I think, I don't know the author you mentioned, but you said a number like 315 suicide bombers, mainly Tamil Tigers up till 2005.
Yeah.
I find that a little bit selective, okay, because you haven't included the dates until 2017.
Okay.
And I don't have statistics at my hand.
I'll give you those as well if you want.
Thousands
I'll give you those as well.
by Muslims in the name of Islam.
Yeah.
Okay, compared to like far less, like possibly 100 in all the other religions put together.
What are you talking about, the UK or the world?
Okay, I'll tell you where that's from, but I haven't got that exactly.
Not in the UK or the world?
Look on the Religion of Peace website. website.
No, in the UK or the world?
I don't know. Anyway, but anyways, even just on your statistics, let's say that 350.
Yeah.
Let's say one suicide attack, the Twin Towers, okay, which is 2001.
Yeah.
Okay, how many people did you're saying there were only kind of 350? That killed like.
No, I'm not saying I'm not saying 350 people died. I'm talking about different suicide bombing attacks.
Right.
Yeah,
But there's another way. There's another way of looking at the statistics.
Yeah, I'm sure.
And the death toll. That's
Yeah.
what I'm talking
Okay,
about.
that's
I'm
fine.
talking.
Let her continue. Please don't interrupt her, sir.
Yeah,
Go
I'm
ahead.
talking about the death toll at the hands of radical Islamic terrorists.
Many people
Okay?
vote.
It dwarfs the death toll at the hands of terrorism carried out in the name of religion.
Have you got any proof of that? Can you give me some references, please?
All I can do is I can quote you off the top of my head the Religion of Peace website, okay, where it has the toll.
So what does it say?
And it's in the thousands, it's in the tens of thousands.
Okay.
Compared to like a few dozen. Go and check the website. Don't take
No,
my
that's
word
fine,
for
that's
it,
fine.
Right? So that's just to throw that in.
Okay, you can
so
throw that in.
Let me go and talk about these verses.
And I don't know if that's a legitimate source. Yeah.
Okay, but
What
what
wars are on 8 and 9? Yeah.
Okay. Let's
What wars is it?
talk about Surahs 8 and 9.
Yeah.
So, I don't know the war. Possibly the Battle of the Trench, possibly the Battle of
No,
Badr.
no.
Okay, I'm just throwing those
Not-
out there.
not- yeah.
But
So it's a good guess. It's a good guess there,
Let's
Lizzie.
talk though about the context, because actually, if it's all going to be about context, then I think as a Muslim you're digging a bit of a hole for yourself, because what you're saying
No, it's
is
not.
actually-
I'm not saying it's about
actually,
it's all about context.
The Quran is not something that is binding on us today.
No.
So when Allah says to us today, like I just read out
Yeah.
in Surah 8:39, fight the unbelievers
Yeah.
until there is no more fitna,
Yeah.
then you can just say, oh well, that was for then, it's not for now.
Yeah,
In which
by the way,
how
which is
are
not
you
what I'm
gonna-
saying.
What are you going to take that about the entire Quran?
Yeah.
In which case, what is your faith resting on?
Yes,
If you
yes,
can basically
yes.
consign your book, why didn't you
Yeah.
just call this
Context,
an Arabian history
Yeah.
of the 7th century?
No,
by
yes.
someone called
It's a
Muhammad?
fair question.
Why do you
It's a
not
fair
then
que-
explain everything away? as
Okay,
context?
can I-
And the other challenge
oh.
I'd like to put to you,
Yes.
okay, is that if you're saying, okay, all of this, you can put the fight the unbeliever verses,
Yeah, yeah,
right?
yeah.
And these hadith, you can put all of those under the bracket of context. Then can you tell me confidently
Yeah.
that when people fight and kill unbelievers, that is not Islamic? Can you say that to me? That is absolutely categorically not
Generally,
an Islamic thing to
What
do.
for Muslims to fight non-Muslims?
To fight and kill disbelievers. That is not Islamic.
Okay, no, I can't tell you that. Why? Because
You can't tell me that. So you
No,
cannot tell me.
yeah, let me say-
fighting non-believers is not.
It depends on the
is-
context.
Is not Islamic.
so if they're fighting them, for example.
So are these guys who are blowing people up?
Yeah,
the
they're
girls
wrong. They're
in
wrong. They're wrong.
Manchester?
They're wrong.
So
They're
why
wrong.
are they wrong?
We condemn them.
Tell me why.
Okay, let me tell you why. Why do we condemn them?
And why are you doing this publicly, by the way?
Yeah, we
You say
did.
can
We
do
went to the
it
scene. We went to the scene.
Right.
We were there. Were you there? I didn't see you there
Right.
yesterday.
But when did you? And what did you do?
We went there. We went there.
Are you on the news saying that we condemn this and this is
We were.
un-Islamic?
Well, I have to be on the news.
Saying it's un-
They arranged me an interview. I don't
But
mind.
we need you
If you
guys
can
to
arrange me an
support
interview,
you.
I'll go on the
I
news.
can't do that. I don't know anything about that.
Oh,
But,
okay.
if you can do this,
I heard you were-
surely we
I'm
need
not gonna go
your-
to you.
Surely we need your voice.
Yeah, you're right.
We
You're right.
condemn this
Lizzie, you're not
as
wrong.
Un-Islamic.
Fine. Okay.
Can you do that?
Let me do it right now.
But so you couldn't
Let
say
me
it
do it right
right
now.
You couldn't condemn it as un-Islamic.
No, hold on. But I'm giving you what you want, but you don't want to. Lizzie, okay, listen. I do condemn it. It's completely un-Islamic. Yeah. If you're talking about the suicide bombing and the civilians and these kind of things, that's wrong. It's bad. Now we don't agree with that. Now going back to the verses, yeah. Chapter 8 of the Quran is talking about the Battle of Badr.
I said that one. You said
Yeah.
that.
No, you said the trench, and I said, you're right about
I said
Badr.
the French and Badr.
Yeah, Badr was right, but the trench was wrong. The trench is chapter 33 of the Quran. Anyways, it's not a problem.
Okay, but what you have to also
No,
explain.
I
you
explained to you,
context.
Lizzie.
Why is it relevant?
No,
Why is
you're,
the context
listen to
relevant?
me. Listen to me. I'm not disagreeing with you. Chapter 8 was talking about Badr, yeah? Chapter 9 was talking about, it mentions 3 different wars. One of them is Hunain, one of them is Tabuk, and it also mentions Badr. It also mentions Badr. Actually, there might be a 4th one even. So it talks about 3 or 4 different wars. All of those wars were defensive wars, yeah? And Badr
Do you
was...
have evidence for that?
Yeah, of course.
Does it say in the Quran
Where?
that?
What? Which ones?
Show me in the
Where?
Quran.
Okay.
Do you have like do you have evidence, like independent
But-
historical evidence,
Yeah.
that these wars were defensive?
Yeah.
Everybody tells me these were defensive.
Okay.
But they have yet to produce evidence telling me that this was
Okay,
these were
so
defensive conflicts.
now listen, from our perspective, if you look, for example, and by the way, sorry, chapter
But
9,
it's also-
so chapter 9,
okay.
chapter 9, I forgot something. Chapter 9, the beginning of it was talking about Hudaybiyah. Hudaybiyah was a pact. Okay, look, if you look at chapter 9, verse 1, let's do a little bit of reading here. I don't know what you call it. Yeah, let's learn it. How you doing? You right? You good? Yeah, like, long time. No. She's doing a good job.
I'm sure. I'm standing around.
If you want to come in, you can come in. Yeah. So it says, basically, this association, bara'atun, in chapter number 9, verse 1, it's talking about that. Basically, there was a pact between the Muslims and the non-Muslims. Yeah. This pact was called the Pact of Hudaybiyah. Chapter number 9, verse 1, this is what it's referencing. It's a strictly historical thing because it's telling the Prophet what to do in that particular context. So basically, there was a pact called the Pact of Hudaybiyah, where the Muslims and the non-Muslims agreed not to fight each other for 10 years. Okay, both of them had alliances, had allegiances, and the Muslims had alliance with some other tribes in Arabia, and it was the case that part of the contractual agreement, if the disbelievers they killed the Muslims or any of their allies, then that would be seen as a breach of the contract, and therefore fighting would be necessary. Yeah.
It's so convenient. You make up stories, and you expect us to believe.
Hudaybiyah.
Make up stories.
You show me in the Quran.
Okay. So listen.
Attacking us with something you have no knowledge of.
Okay. Do you know what? It's one-on-one. Can we have a discussion? Can I speak? All right. So.
Can I just it's nice. I appreciate
But
that.
anyone can say anything.
But can you show me definitively? Okay, the history lesson is interesting, but I think it's kind of irrelevant in a way to this discussion because what I'm interested in, and all citizens of the UK are interested in, can you show me definitively that these verses?
By the way,
are
let me. No. Hold on.
Actually,
They're not abrogated. They're not abrogated. No, they're not abrogated.
Actually a
No. Yes. No. I'm saying that. Lizzie, listen.
The heart of Allah here. The heart of Allah here is to wage war against the disbelievers.
What?
And this is how
Please,
Islam
Lizzie,
started
Lizzie,
with
listen.
the sword.
Lizzie,
Also, this is
Lizzie,
what
please.
Muhammad
Lizzie, please. Listen.
39
Let's make it.
He performed 39
Okay.
ways, not defensive,
Please,
by the
Lizzie,
way, and
please.
planned another
Let's have a
29.
discussion. Let's
Okay.
not. People don't like it when you talk over me. People they hate it.
I'm making my point. I'll let you make a point. Okay. But do you see what I mean?
I do see it.
I'm worried in this
All right.
discussion that you're turning it into a history lesson.
No, I'm not turning it
actually
into a history lesson.
The main issue of the day,
Lizzie,
which is
please,
people are
listen.
blowing themselves up.
Okay,
taking
well I've told you.
verses,
Listen,
okay?
please, listen.
And you need
Lizzie,
to show me
you're
something that
just talking over.
discredits
Okay, fine.
the interpretation
Lizzie,
that extremists have of these verses.
Lizzie, please.
No.
What I'm saying is that basically the ruling. Sister, 1 second. Basically here, this verse is still in effect. What we mean by that is if you have a nation state, which is a Muslim nation state or an Islamic nation state, which is governed by Islam, and they have an alliance with another nation state, which is, say, a non-Muslim nation state, or even a Muslim nation state, and there is an alliance between those two nation states, and one of those people breaks the agreement of alliance, then the verse is still in effect. In other words, I'm not saying it's abrogated. What I'm saying is, say for example, you've got two countries, one Muslim country and one non-Muslim country. Let's make it political. Let's say you've got Israel and you've got, I don't know, Egypt, yeah, where I'm from, originally. Now there's actually an agreement, let's say, between those two countries, yeah? Let's say Israel breaks the agreement by going into Sinai Peninsula. From an Islamic perspective, there is absolute justification from an Egyptian perspective, in that analogy, for retribution or retaliation.
Revenge.
No, it's called
Wait a minute.
it's called alliance.
Back up here.
Yeah.
Because
It's not revenge. It's called alliance.
Your religion is entirely founded on revenge.
No, but do you disagree with this? It doesn't.
It's not founded
So
on that.
look,
My
do you understand
religion
it
is
now?
founded on a kingdom that's not of this earth.
Are you
It's a
listening to me?
heavenly kingdom.
Listen.
Jesus said, my kingdom
My
is
religion
not
is
of this
founded on
world."
pragmatic
Okay, it's not
pragmatic
about that.
realism.
It's not about.
And,
do
look-
you not want? Hang on a minute. Back up. Do you seriously
Okay.
want a religion that's based on pragmatic realism? Do you not want a religion
Yeah.
that's based on?
I want to know how to defend myself in a world. Listen, Lizzie. I want to know, Lizzie. Do you want to make it timed? Do you want to make it timed? Because you're talking over me. I don't like it. I find it disrespectful.
Yeah, but you didn't make your point.
Yeah, but look, I'm giving you a chance. If I give you a chance, and then can
Okay. I'm just trying to go arbitrary.
Anyways, you don't need to get involved.
I'm just trying to be fair. I'm just trying to be
Okay,
fair.
if I've not made let you make a point.
Go ahead. Go. Do you want to make another point?
I'm not joining.
Okay.
Let me make her point and then you make a point after. Just let her make her point.
Okay, she did make her point. She's happy.
No, but you're speaking all the way through it. Come on.
Okay, do you want to say anything more?